Okay, so while I was washing the dishes today, I came to a realization. And that realization is that I have a completely foolproof method to achieving really anything and to keep motivation. It's a motivation thing. And so you can really complete any task with this. And I call it the over half method. Now, what is the over half method? Well, here's a basic example of it. Let's say you have the days of the week. So you have Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, right? So you have these 7 days. Now, let's say you're going Sunday to Monday and you're like, damn, I really don't want to do this week. This week sucks. And so you get to Monday. Now it's Monday. Now you're on a sucky Monday and you're like, well, I have a party on Friday that I really, 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 really want to go to. Like, I'm so excited for it. It's going to be the greatest party in the entire universe. I can't wait for it. But it's Monday. So, what I do, and what I think everybody should do, is you're on this Monday and you want to be at Friday. So, Monday, you're thinking, dang, this sucks. I just have to get through Monday. So, you get through Monday, right? So, now we're on Tuesday. For me, my brain goes, tomorrow is Wednesday. Tomorrow is the over halfway point. So, once I'm over halfway through Wednesday, it's basically Friday to me because not only do I know that being even a monicum through Wednesday, I will be closer to Friday than I was to Monday. So to me, that means it's basically Friday because Friday's sooner than Monday. Friday is sooner than Monday. Another Monday is to me. So let's say now I'm on Wednesday, right? So we go from Tuesday, now we're on Wednesday. So now Wednesday tells me, okay, tomorrow's Thursday. Tomorrow's Thursday. And then what comes after Thursday? Friday. So I'm basically at the party at that point. So when I hit Wednesday, Wednesday to me is my over half, right? So that's the first example. So I'm gonna do another example. Let's do reading. This is one of my other things that I do. I do reading. Let's say we have a 600-page book. And let's say it could be a book, it could be a report to read, it could be an article, etc. It could be anything. So what's going to happen here is you're going to start at zero pages, of course, basically no pages, and you're going to read 50 pages. And so when you hit that 50 pages, you're going to say, dang, that sucked. That was really hard. The 50 pages sucked. Like, I didn't want to do that. That was a very difficult thing to do. But coming from 50 pages going to, let's say, 100 pages, that's going to feel a lot easier than going 0 to 50 because that's your Monday, Tuesday, right? This is your Monday, Tuesday, and then this is your Wednesday. 50 is your Wednesday. And past 50, you're going to get to 60, you're going to get to 70, then you're going to get to, 100. It's going to feel a lot easier because you're already over, you're getting closer to 100 than you were to 0 before. The thing about getting to 50s and the thing about getting to halfway is that you don't feel like you're making any progress until you're more than halfway through whatever your task is. So I'm going to do one more example. We're going to do running. So, and these are things that like very, very apply to me, but we're going to do running as our final example. So let's say you have to run 1 mile, right? So have to run 1 mile. So you're going to start at your, of course, your 0.0, but I'm just going to put, but you're eventually going to get to, let's say, 0.2 miles, right? And you can do this even in like fragments. So let's make this 0.25. So you're halfway to 0.5. And so then this is when you start aiming for smaller chunk segments to keep you motivated. And it's all about motivation. So the 0.25, you're halfway. This is your halfway. or this is your over half for 0.5, which is the full over half for the entire mile. But so if you're saying, hey, can I get to 0.25? You get to 0.25. Okay, I can do another one of those. Now you're at 0.5. So now you're at the official over half, but you can start to make these smaller over halves in order to keep motivation going throughout. And you can do the same thing with, like, you say your book, right? You could do 25. And then okay, well, now I only have 25 left to get to 50, which is my over half for 100 pages. And then doing this in smaller chunks and moving forward keeps you, motivated at all times. And I've never really explained this method completely before, but this is the complete explanation of the over half method for me and what I use in order to stay motivated consistently. I use it during cross-country season. I use it to read however long books. And people ask me, they're like, David, how can you read, an 800-page, 900-page, 1,000-page book or this thing? Or how are you able to do that? And really, I say because of the over half method. How am I able to get through so many weeks and not feel like, like every week goes by decently quickly for me because I do Monday, Tuesday, that's my week is completed. One other thing I would like to add about the weeks, and this will be really helpful, is when you get to Monday and Tuesday, it's my belief that all your work should get done Monday, Tuesday. If your work doesn't get Monday, Tuesday, you're going to struggle to get it done the rest of the week. And the reason I say that is because of the over half method. Because even subconsciously, I believe that we all still apply the over half method to our lives, even if we're not consciously thinking about it. Monday, Tuesday is the best time to do work because you have 2 sets of 24 hours. That's 48 hours right there to do work or to complete whatever, write, do anything. Because then the moment you hit Wednesday, that's the midweek. You've just done 2 difficult days. And so when you're getting to Tuesday, Friday, let's just X off Friday to begin with. You really only have 1 day left because Wednesday to me it's a transition day to the second half of the week. So that's your weekend and then that's your Friday. Friday cannot be taken seriously as a day just because it's a day that anything can happen. It could be the day of an event. It could be the day you plan on staying up late. It's not a work day to me personally. And even if I have to work on Friday, then I have to work on Friday. But Friday is not a work day. It's not a day you should be doing work inherently. Treat Friday like the conclusion to a story, and all of the plot needs to be in Monday, Tuesday. And then maybe Wednesday if you're really feeling it. But Thursday is your lead up to Friday, and you're excited for Friday. People are excited for Friday. Just biology. It's the excitement. You're getting serotonin. You're getting that euphoric feeling when you're nearing that Friday because you want to be there, and you're not there on Thursday. So Thursday is like Christmas Eve, It's not the day of, but you're still very excited because you're incredibly close to day of. And so that's why Monday, Tuesday is your work days because you're not close at all. You're not even on the over half. And then Wednesday is kind of an iffy day for me because if I have to work Wednesday, I have to work Wednesday. But if I haven't been able to complete everything on Monday, Tuesday, then I'm not locked in the first place. Or if I'm not able to do it in maybe these 3 days, then I'm not locked because I've had 3 days of work to do. 3 days, mind you. That is 3 days. You had 3 days to do work. And you can average out work too. Like if you have 20 assignments, do 10 on Monday and then do 10 more on Tuesday, or even break it down further. Do 5 in the morning Monday, 5 in the afternoon, 5 in the morning Tuesday, 5 in the afternoon Tuesday, and then you're done. Like people oftentimes get so stuck and so overwhelmed by work that they end up not doing it because they're like, I have too much to do. I have so many assignments to do. I have so many things to read. I have so much to do, so many things. But when you start breaking things down into little checkpoints, like it's kind of like a game. Most games don't have you just going straight and just completing everything. They have stopping points. They have breaks. And so, yeah, that's the overhead method. This is David, and I hope you enjoyed.